we just watched the speaker gavel out with a whole lot of anger, Kelly. Here's the state of play. Here's
MSNBC sucks.
Hey, how are you?
MSNBC sucks.
Talk to you for a second.
MSNBC sucks.
You can see.
Okay.
You can see the frustration.
Sometimes this happens.
Yep, that's our own Alex Stein, Primetime 99. He's making sure MSNBC's remaining viewers know that MSNBC sucks. And he wasn't done yet, though the MSNBC anchor thought he was.
Ryan has cleared the set, as we would like to say. The gentleman moved on. So, Ryan, let me turn back to you. Nicely handled there. Can you give us an update on, as you were walking us through this, we'll all take a breath there. Maybe not. Okay. Go ahead, Ryan. See,
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah. Okay. We're just going to pull the plug there. Thank
Kelly,
you,
this
Ryan.
is all playing out in real time.
It sure
Passion
is.
high.
Yes.
There's a whole lot of anger here, as you can see. So we're going to get a control of this and come back to you when we can.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And we recognize people are expressing their views, and we're there to cover it.
Joining me now is comedian and host of Primetime with Alex Stein on Blaze TV. Alex, what was that all about?
Well, Rita, today was a crazy day at the Capitol. Not only did they have a vote on redistricting, which, a lot of the progressives were going to lose a few of their, counties, but on top of that, today they were voting on the transgender bathroom bill, which will actually limit transgenders in women's spaces. So it was kind of a monumental day, and the bill ended up passing. So there was a lot of news media there. And, MSNBC, even though they lie about a lot of stuff, they are right. The energy was high in the Capitol today. And once I saw my opportunity to call out the MSDNC after what they've done to Donald Trump and the propaganda that they spread, it felt good to just to tell them how much they stink as a news media company.
Alex, I've got to say, MSNBC handled that better than I thought they would. I think deep down they know they suck. That's why they didn't fight it. But tell me about this bill that passed. What transgender laws have been changed in Texas?
The trans policy, why it's so important is that, people think it's just this issue where transgenders can go into women's spaces and just, the bathroom. But this is actually a bill that protects people in all spaces. That's the gym, that's locker rooms, that's in, any sort of public facility that the, state owns. So this is why it's important, because there's a lot of people that they just, I hate to admit it, though, I was just there. It was literally all men trying to fight to be in women's spaces. I mean, there weren't that many, what I'd say female to male trans people there trying to fight to use the men's restroom. It was all men to female transition, transgender people fighting to use women's spaces. But luckily it passed. And in Texas, it's a crime if you go into the bathroom and you're the wrong biological sex.
Well, that is good news. Now, played clips of Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett earlier threatening to beat down Republicans, calling the president a POS. She's a charmer, that one, and she may be gone. Tell me about what is happening in Texas with the congressional map.
Well, so the map is changing. Now there's going to be more conservative districts, but at the same time, they also got an entire Latino district and an African-American district. But what happens, it's just like music to my ears. Because of this new redistricting, Jasmine Crockett is going to get drawn out of her seat. So there's, everybody in the state of Texas is very excited for this redistricting to get passed, so we can say sayonara to Jasmine Crockett, who is probably one of the biggest frauds on Capitol Hill. So this is good news for the people that are actually paying attention. But at the same time, they couldn't get it done because there was not enough politicians there to actually get the quorum. So because all the progressives were gone, they weren't actually able to approve it. So we're still kind of at the same point where we started.
Well, what's happening with that? Because, we saw the Democrats fleeing to places like Chicago so they could avoid this vote being held and being passed. Surely that tactic can't work long term. What's going to happen next?
Well, right now, they're basically being held in contempt, and if they don't come back, they could be subject to arrest. But a lot of this, though, Rita, is it political theater, or are they actually going to arrest them and hold them accountable? So I hope it's the latter. I hope they actually arrest these people for, derelict of duty, because we have serious issues in Texas that need to be addressed. But instead of addressing those problems, these politicians are running to Illinois for Lord knows what reason. So they should be held accountable for not actually going and doing their job that they're elected to do by the Texas people. So I actually hope that it's not just lip service and these politicians actually have to pay a price for, turning their backs on their constituents.
Well, the Texas Attorney General has threatened to arrest them, and I really do hope they follow through with that. It shouldn't just be a threat. There's got to be consequences for this sort of behaviour, and it is a dereliction of duty. You're 100% right there, Alex. Now, let's move on to this interesting case, a soccer fan being kicked out of a stadium for wearing a MAGA hat. This is still happening. This was at a St. Louis City game.
So I'm Michael Weitzel. I'm being asked to leave by the police because of Donald Trump.
Hey, I'm a Donald Trump dude.
You're a Trump fan?
I'm a MAGA. Yes,
Yeah.
I am.
So I just want
all these topics you got to deal with are MAGA. But they're not political here. They don't want any kind of political.
So those flags over there,
those are pre-approved.
those flags over there, those aren't political. So my question to you guys is, are these rules equally enforced on everybody?
Alex, as he points out, people in the crowd are waving pride flags, trans flags, but somehow that's not political, but wearing a MAGA cap is political, and one is acceptable, the other isn't?
Well, Rita, you know this. You spend a lot of time in the United States of America, and soccer may be the biggest sport globally, but here in America, we're all about American football. So this guy, if he goes to any NFL game this year, nobody's going to even, bat an eye. They'll probably celebrate him. So the fact that this is a soccer game, which is, one of the least popular sports in our country, and they're kicking him out, it's really sad. I just hope that they don't go down the path of the WNBA and go out of business. We want more professional sports leagues, not less. So they need to stop alienating people, especially over half of the American people that voted for Donald Trump.
Absolutely. But we've got to get you a little bit interested in soccer, Alex, because the US is holding the World Cup next year and it is going to be enormous. Alex Stein, thank you so much for your time tonight.